for just $4,999 per month. You can afford this too if you buy my Forex guide and read books. Hey, what is going on, everybody? This video is going to be on how I afford my clothing. Now, this is a very frequent question that I tend to get from friends and people on Instagram, is how do I afford my clothing while I'm still in university and I don't work full-time whatsoever? I currently have a part-time job, but most of the time I do not have a part-time job. Now, behind me are some of the clothes that I buy, and I'm going to give the reasons of why I bought these clothes and how you can replicate this strategy so that you can buy more clothes, because fashion is an endless realm. Fashion to me was a Pandora's box. When I opened it, it was like this whole new world of greatness and fun and exploration was open to me. But then the other side was me just throwing my money into it, and at some point I had to assess why I was spending so much money in something that wasn't giving me anything back. And that's how I've come to the point now that I have an understanding of how to spend and how to make money back from fashion. Now, this strategy can be replicated by anyone. However, this is just my personal strategy. You can do it as traditionally or unconventionally as you would like. I'm just saying how I have done it. And no, I'm not a genius. This is very basic. So the first principle for me to buy clothes is my mindset behind buying items. Now, for myself, anything I buy now in my life has to appreciate in value unless I absolutely adore it. And even then, I will still try to find a substitute before buying it. Anything that is purchased must make me money at some point in time. Now, I love to treat clothes and items as if they were stock. Knowing when the right place to sell is a skill that you learn over time and also based on the market. Clothing is a lot more straightforward than the stock market. However, it's a nice comparison so you can understand that is my mindset behind clothing. So examples of the wrong brands to buy if you do not want to follow this concept is H&M, Zara, pretty much anything that is fast fashion or has huge volatility. Do not buy that if you're trying to make money. Now, behind me, for an example, I have a comme garcon blazer that I bought in Japan for $80. I have looked this up online and I can sell this exact same one for minimum $180. I fell in love with this blazer. Blazers to me are beautiful and I can wear the hell out of this as long as I treat it with respect, wear it nicely, and it doesn't get frayed. I can sell it again for a profit, and I've still worn it for an entire year. That is an amazing deal. So if you preserve your clothes, you take care of them, you can sell them at a higher mark. Now, I'm not trying to boast with the items behind me. In fact, I'm sure many of you have much larger, more expensive wardrobes, but these are success stories and failures that I've accumulated so far. The number one thing that I failed on was buying luxury when I first got money. I bought a Louis Vuitton Keep Out 55. This item is overproduced, mass-produced. This is a perfect example of something that's going to lose you money. It never appreciates in value. Unless Louis Vuitton were to die today and they stop producing these, period, it would not make you money. The item just loses money and therefore it is a bad investment. Hell, I'm a university student. Where am I going to carry this to? I go overseas a few times a year, but aside from that, I have no reason to be carrying around a 2.4K NZD dollar bag. Firstly, you just look like a fool. And secondly, it's difficult to pack things in it. Unless you're putting massive amounts of clothes in it, you can't really put a laptop in. It's inconvenient. Everything about it is pretty inconvenient. So I do not recommend buying this whatsoever if you're trying to appreciate value. A polar opposite of this is the Jordan 4X Cores. Now, I traded this for a few items and cash the person's way, and I ended up making a killing on this piece. These shoes are now currently, I believe, at 2.4K USD, and I got them around 1.1, 1.5K. In between that range is what I bought it for. That was a year and a half ago, and now I have made essentially 1K on top of that, and when I sell it, I will be a very, very happy man because the next piece I get will make me even more money. Another item you see behind me is the Canada Goose jacket. Now, those two jackets I bought for $400 and $600 each. That is incredible considering the condition that I bought them in. And you might be wondering, how did I afford these pieces, right? You have to work at some point. You have to build a little bit of equity somewhere, but it's not as hard as you think. You can walk onto a laboring site, work for 1 week and walk out with $500 in your pocket and you're happy. You can start with that. That's 1 week of work you have to sacrifice to begin this journey. I can promise you that buying pieces this way is a lot more comfortable than standing in the blistering sun doing laboring or working filling LPG bottles, which is what I did to accumulate a lot of the items when I first got into fashion. I want to make a more detailed video on how you can afford fashionable stuff and how I've done it, but this is just the tipping point of where you can begin. So thank you guys for watching, have a great day, and remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what I can do better. If this was a bad video, let me know too. Adios.